Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Live It Out Inc. And this is part two of our panel discussion on addiction. Naya was part of our initial panel, but we had some technical difficulties. So now we're back, and we want Naya to continue. Start over. I actually want you to start over because they didn't get a chance to really hear any of your story. So I want you to start over and share your story with us, and we'll continue to talk about addiction and how it takes a toll on mental health. So Naya, it's on you now.
Okay. Well, my story starts with um. It starts with first. It started with abandonment issues and neglect and the yearning of my mother and father. So I did not know that my story would start off with addiction as an addicted to men. I always kept a man. I learned that while being here in rehab. I did my life story as I was going through my life story because here in rehab we have to do something called life story. We attend these classes for 10 weeks, and at the end of the 10 weeks we have to do a life story, which we have to recite it in front of our peers and our counselors. Writing and proofreading the life story is nothing, but reciting it, you reliving all of from beginning to traumatic to abuse to addiction to the recovery. And my story starts off like this. I was a young teenager in and out of foster care until I met the most wonderful lady who I call mom to this day. And of course, Miss Janice and Christina, and everyone knows her, Miss Thomas, Magnificent Daycare. I was a young mother at the age of 12. So um, that was the first traumatic experience, being separated from my family. But God blessed me to place me with a most nurturing and wholesome family that I was able to have a great network of extended family. But once that I would say ran its course or what have you or whatever happened, I ended up back and forth out of the system until about the age of 17. At the age of 17, I started working. I got a job trying to take care of my then 3-year-old daughter, Naja, at the time. And I ended up losing that job a year later. And I remember talking, I always was into older guys at the time. And I remember my godmom, who I call my godmom, who Miss Harris used to work for Magnificent Daycare. She used to always tell me about these twins that she grew up with. And I ended up, for out of coincidence, as I lost my job, I ended up meeting these twins. And when I met the one of the twins, I wasn't, I was so like I would say infatuated by him as I realize now with infatuation. Infatuation, it really wasn't what I thought it was at the beginning. Um, my eyes was closed to what he was already doing, which was abusing his ex at the time, not knowing that I was gonna be his next victim.
Okay.
So for 2.5 years, I was subject to abuse. And during the course of those 2.5 years, he beat me so bad that I was actually beat to sleep. Not unconscious, but beat to sleep where only energy that I had was to go to the bathroom and back to the sofa, which I'm not darn near had to crawl to the bathroom. And only energy was back to the sofa until about 2 o'clock a.m. This was on September. It was September the 18th to be exact, 2005 or 2006, one of those years. Around 2 o'clock that morning. Prior to this, that I'm about to tell you guys, is that I just had buried my cousin who was murdered. And I wore this peach dress to his funeral that had this scarf that sashayed behind me. So fast forward back to the story. Um, The night that the night before, the day before I got beat real bad, that next morning about 2 a.m., we was staying with his other twin. So he woke me up and was like, I want you to try something with me. And still saying no, I complied. I did not know that my life was about to be turned completely upside down from day one. What this man did was instructed me to do some things. And once I did those things and I blew out this smoke, felt I didn't have no feeling no more. Everything that happened to neglect, to any kind of traumatic experiences I had experienced beforehand was numb and voided. I was hooked at the first hit of crack cocaine. Mind you guys, I had never even smoked a cigarette, never smoked a blunt, never drunk until that day. It went from before the crack, I was already prostituting myself for him. I was so family oriented, wanting a family, wanting to take care of my family. I already was a young mother. So I did anything and everything I could just to make sure my family was taken care of just a little bit. That was the type of woman that I wanted to be because I was raised by my grandparents and then by my foster mom. So I had morals and I had principles. So by me being in a relationship with an older guy, I had to seem like I had to step it up a notch to show and prove who I can become for this man, not knowing that this was all a pimp freak. But anyway, later on down the line, I became an addict that prostituted myself with Mexicans at first. And after messing with Mexicans, the only thing I wanted was crack cocaine. All I wanted, because that was like how a man would say, that's a cold beer after a long, harsh day work. That
Wow.
was down the line, it got to the point where crack was an around 2006, 7, down the line every day till my grandmother passed in '07. At first, I caught myself like, trying to handle the addiction, but there's no manageability in addiction. So when my grandmother passed away, that was really the binge street for me. So I end up prostituting myself with any and everybody just to get the money to get my next fix of crack cocaine. I was end up getting saved from having to walk the street with my when I met my ex now Tommy. I met him as a Don, and I ended up was tired of walking the street, and I asked, can I work with him because he was in the roofing business and trying to go solo. So I ended up learning everything about roofing to the point where I learned that I could be successful on my own too. But then I forgot, wait a minute, now you got, what I'm saying, I can't forget I got an addiction. How can I handle the two? So I caught myself being a functioning addict. I was able to open up not one but two businesses at one time, still all while doing roofing for approximately 9.5 years. Mind you, had already been smoking crack for 3 of those years before that. So for 9.5 years, my addiction had gotten so bad. Well, it was bad. I call myself functioning, you know what I'm saying? Because I needed crack for my coffee. I needed crack as my lunch. And again, like I say, they're saying that's a hard day's work, that's a cold beer. I needed it after work. And then it got to the point where my addiction was so bad, I was neglecting my priorities. I subjected my daughter to all type of men. Then my grandson was born. I was just sober enough to make it to his birth. By the time he was born and out of the hospital, back to the streets, back to the crack I was. So I was back to smoking crack all the time, every day, all day. I would go to work, working on roofs, landscaping, whatever I could. Never came home with any money because why? I spent all my money on crack. It got to the point where the crack addiction was so bad I couldn't even feed my grandson and my daughter. I had to steal from Walmart to clothe them, steal from Kroger to feed them. You know what I'm saying? Because all of my money went to another man and crack cocaine. When I ran out of crack cocaine during at the end of the day, I would go back and walk the streets, praying to God, Lord, just keep me safe. So I did all of this. This addiction was took a toll on me for 13 and a half years until I got so strung out. But no one never knew but close family and friends. No, a lot of people knew that I felt I was able to confide in, um, because I felt that I wouldn't be judged. I felt like I wouldn't be ostracized. So in order for what I girl, I wouldn't knew you smoke crack unless you told me. Because I called myself trying to keep myself up. But I lost weight. My face looked bad. I would smoke so much till my teeth would start to grind to the point now that I have a cricket smile. Um, so my life had become so unmanageable and so addicted to crack cocaine that I had a long time crush. No. Go back. I started just in and out of relationships. I kept a man that was going to support my health. But I ended up falling back in love with a guy that I had a crush on for like 7 years. Didn't know I do drugs or anything, and I kept it from him. And I ended up, and this man got a gift. I ended up getting pregnant. Didn't even know it. So on a June the 5th, June 4th, I was having contraction cramps so bad, but I could not stop smoking crack. And
Wow.
to endure this pain, I didn't even know I was pregnant at the time. And this was gonna shock you. My birthday is June 6th. June 5th, mind you, I've been up for a couple of days battling this pain. So June the 5th, I'm smoking crack at a guy named Will's house, and we was staying in the Efficiency Lodge. And I just kept having these cramps. Every time I have a cramp, I smoke a piece of dope. And he was like, "Man, you want to go to the hospital?" And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna bring my birthday in the hospital." And I did just that. June the 6th, my birthday came in. I got my birthday wishes via Facebook, via phone call. To kind of skip back a little bit, I had battled an ectopic pregnancy the year before, 2018. So I thought that these pains was me becoming and having another ectopic pregnancy. Why? Because I did prostitute myself. I did subject myself to a lot of men's unprotected. But for some reason, God saw a different plan. God saw a different man. So when I got back in touch with the guy that who I'm with now, Lakendra's father, this man knew I was pregnant. He knew it. He was like telling me, but I kept the crack use from him during my pregnancy because he always was at work. So I felt alone. But going back to the story, well, around 10 a.m., I couldn't bear the pain no more. And I thought that my birthday gift is going to be me up under the knife having to get a hysterectomy. But God saw differently again. I was asleep during all examination at Crawford Long Hospital for the last examination for these people to tell me, Miss Thurston, you are pregnant. So I'm like, so I got to have a hysterectomy. The lady said, no, look to the right. And there was a baby inside of me living
Wow.
three 3 months in growing. So, like I said, Kendrick was always working and never attending a doctor's appointment. But we always was there financially, anything, because I had a crazy craving. But the crazy craving was crack and junk food if I didn't have no crack. So my everyday life for if my being pregnant consisted of crack cocaine, walking the streets. And God worked through this little baby who I'm looking at right now that who don't want to go to sleep. um,
It's okay, Naya. That's your break. That was your breaking point. It's okay. Like I told you, you going through it. And let me just share with you guys, Naya is now in rehab. As we speak, she's in rehab. So she's in the middle of her storm.
whew,
We
um,
for you, Naya. We praying for you.
every time I would smoke some crack, my baby would kick me, trying to tell me, "Mama, stop, Mama, stop." But I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I would smoke and she would kick, and I couldn't stop. But LaKendra was due December the 30th of 2019. I was smoking crack cocaine one night, tired of smoking crack, tired of doing my baby like this. And my water broke and I didn't even know it. Because mind you, I had my first daughter at 12. And she was born at 7 months pregnant. So I don't know what going through a whole full term pregnancy felt until last year. Um, I was in the bathroom in this deplorable room in house on Joseph Lowry in Parsons. I didn't know what my water break was supposed to feel like. I didn't even know what going in labor felt like. I was just knowing I was having these same cramps from when I found out I was pregnant. And I couldn't move because I literally couldn't hold my pee. So the best place for me was to stay in this bathroom where I got high at. And I stayed in the bathroom on the toilet, my pants down, just smoking crack, dealing with the pain. So from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m., I dealt with contractions every 7 minutes. Scared. Scared to call my baby's father. Scared to call anyone. Uh, once the ambulance was called, my mom found me. My biological mom was right up the street and she felt me. She felt that something either wasn't right or something was on time. My mom made it down there. She saw me standing in the hallway in this rooming house. Oh, here come the contractions. Ambulance was called. I was rushed to the hospital. They Grady EMS took me to the DeKalb Medical where my doctors was, where I was having my daughter. And my breaking point, I used to have this saying and this belief that in order to change, something got to happen to you. And I still
Hmm.
feel that way. And I had LaKendra at 1:56 p.m. December 19th, 2019. She weighed 5 pounds, 14 ounces. Healthy baby girl. No issues at all. Ain't God good?
Yes, he is. Awesome.
During the course of me in labor with this beautiful baby girl, I developed preeclampsia again. I developed preeclampsia again. I see. I'm still here, but she's reaching for the bottle. And look at her. And and mama. And and they had me on everything, morphine, everything. And I made this statement, and I said, whatever y'all giving me is making me high as a kite. They took it out of context, and all of a sudden, I kept noticing my baby had these bags in her pamper. Just to find out on December 21st. And I knew it was going to happen because in the ambulance, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm scared. She said, Precious, why you scared? I said, because Mom, I just got to use a crack. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. And my mom said, No, don't worry. Just don't worry. You know? So December 21st, The social worker at DK America told me, I mean, first, we can't let you take your baby home because you and the baby test positive for cocaine.
Mm. Wow.
So we're gonna have to contact defense and ask me, did I have my baby have a car seat? Yes. She had everything she needed. She was spoiled before she got here. But defense came and I just something just said, tell the truth. It's gonna be okay. And I did. So the defense lady left out of my room. And the saying goes, us women say this, say, Lord, if you get me through this. And at this time, I used to say that in prostitution to get high. Lord, if you just get me through this one day, so I can, I will be okay. But now I really, really, really needed him. This is why I really needed him because at the end of the day, I'm a mother first, a grandmother first at the age of 34 or 33 at the time. And the lady came back in there. She was like, Miss Burston, I got great news. I'm going to let you take your baby home. But these are things you got to do to keep her. I was able to take my baby home with my cousin because I had a cesarean again. And Kendra home. And I was waiting on defects to come with all these kind of recommendations and assessments and stuff. I had every opportunity to go back and use, but God grounded me and He said, "No, it's time for a better life. It's time for you to start living. You have lived your life for other people for so long. Now it's time to do something for you. Stop living for other people. Live for Naya, Naja, LaKendra, and Princeton." And I went to my caseworker. I called my caseworker. I said, you know what? I'm tired of seeing a different caseworker every month. I'm tired of waiting on y'all to help me. I'm not waiting on y'all to help me. I'm gonna help myself. And that's what I did. I would catch the bus with my newborn baby from Lithonia, that's Indian Creek train station, to Hamilton Home train station. Catch the 51 to Mercy Care to get substance abuse outpatient treatment until further notice. I did this every day with a new baby on the bus. And it seemed like February, God was giving us 40 days and 40 nights of rain because it seemed like it rained every
Yeah.
day. But I didn't care. I needed to be where God needed me to be. And that's what I did. And I did it gracefully and I did it with no complaints. And for some reason, in my addiction, I stayed broke, I stayed stinking, I stayed nasty, I stayed with a criminal addictive thinking, I stayed with all this trauma, all this stuff that I was numbing for all these years. But this time it was like, Anaya, it's time for you to feel. It's time for you to express. It's a time for you to inquire. It's a time for you to
Exactly.
live. And that's what I did. So the last thing I had to do to get this case closed was to come where I am today. On March the 26th, I entered Right Side Up Residential Women Treatment Program. The best thing I could ever do for myself.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
And this place teaches you the disease of addiction. It teaches you how to feel raw feelings. We can't even comfort each other. If one of us cries, we could not comfort you. Why? We have numbed ourselves from traumatic experiences, from abuse,
Hmm.
things, our addictions. Because that's all addiction is. That's a cover up for what we really feel. Addiction is a shot of numbness for what we're really supposed to feel. And now I'm able to think like a recovering woman. I'm able to think like an adult. I'm able to live like a mother. I'm able to want and be a woman of God. I've been in this rehab place. I got here March the 26th. I did 10 weeks of classes, 20 hours of parenting. I got a parenting certificate. I completed my 10 weeks of classes. I went to job search. Job search is supposed to go on for 2 weeks. I got a job in 2 days.
And
I
when is your graduation?
My graduation is in October.
Yes.
I graduate October. I don't know exactly where. What it does, you have to complete. Once you successfully phase out, you come back to give you the date of your graduation, which is in October. And I'm looking
Okay.
forward to my pearls. We get pearls. We don't get a diploma. We get pearls. Next, I went through so much. Miss Janice, Christina, and everyone that's listening, and everyone looking. And I want to say these and make sure my hair right.
You all right, Naya?
I want to say to every young lady, every young man, every child that's out there that's experienced anyone with an addiction, your warning signs is this to look for. If you have someone in your family that like picks a fight or say everything is always okay, you got to look for the disappearances, the attitudes, and you also got to look for the fact that what they always say is they all right. And when you say you're fine, fine means I'm frustrated. What you say? Frustrated. Something it's frustrated, irritated, neurotic, and something else. So fine is not a feeling.
Okay.
Okay is not a feeling. Content is not a feeling. Content means you satisfied for being in the rut that you in. You say, oh, I'm just content. I'm content. That means I'm straight to be where I am. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not even content by me being in rehab. I am encouraged. I am eager. I'm enthusiastic about being where I am today.
That's right.
So your warning signs should be looking for a person that have experienced traumatic experiences that always say that they are fine. No, they're not. That's when their first warning signs. When they want to pick a fight or to pick an argument just to disappear, that's another sign. But the thing how you deal with a person that's in addiction is comfort, understanding, and encouraging, but not enabling. And it's hard to say, and it's hard to not be an enabler because in recovery you want to enable your addicted family member to make sure they got clothes and food and stuff, but you got to enable in a totally different way. That means bring their butt to recovery. This place is state funded. I'm in an apartment setting. My daughter is well taken care of. You know, I have responsibilities. I have feelings that I have to feel. The best thing for any added person, whether it's alcohol or drugs, you can never do it alone. Your first thing is that first step, and that's honesty.
Yes.
Once you have
Admit it.
honesty, then you have the courage and the faith to get help. Once you get help, the rest is yet to come. It's gonna all fall into place because you have to you have to do those 12 steps in the 12 traditions. You got to. Only 5% of addicted people actually succeed in recovery. 5% actually go through the whole 12 steps. And I'm gonna be a part of that 5%.
That's right. That's what I was gonna say. You're gonna be part of that 5%. You have you are a beautiful person. You know, I've been knowing you for a minute. But I did like I told you when we talked, you could have not told me. If you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have believed it. That you was going through so much. And I would see you from time to time. Again, you even came when I was burying my mom. You showed up. I'm like, Naya, you were there. And at the time, I didn't know. I didn't know, but know this. I am so proud of you. I love you. We love you. You got a whole team that's rooting for you on the side on Facebook. They said, get them pearls. Congratulations. Stay on your journey. Keep praising God. Live for you and your two daughters, your grandson. And you're going to make it. You're going to make it. You just got to stay with it now. You're going to make, you are destined to make it. You didn't come this far to turn back. You got to love yourself. Continue to love yourself so you can love your babies, so you can love your grandson, so you can live a life now moving forward. Ain't no turning back. Can't go back. There's no turning back. Now I'm going to hold you accountable because now I'm going to have to be checking on you. So you're going in October, the Lord's will and we here. I'll be there. I will be there. So your mic went out, Naya.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
I can hear you now.
No one never really been there for me, but I'm called the Magnificent Crew.
Well, just know that I'm there. Moving forward, I am there. You have my number. You have my number. So don't hesitate it. Live it out is there for you. You my baby. And you are a beautiful young lady. And you gonna do this. I know you can do it. You're gonna do it.
I'm doing it, girl. Yes,
You're
I
gonna
am.
do it.
And it's like, right, and I'm gonna show y'all something where God has blessed me because I want every woman, whoever is tuned in to this podcast or StreamYard, whatever this is, I wanted to show you guys 21 years of a blessing, 21 years of trauma, 21 years of addiction, 21, I'm saying just all of 21 years. I haven't been addicted 21 years. Daughter only been here 21 years. So, but this is my blessing, y'all. Hold on. Stay right there.
She has such a beautiful spirit. She has such a beautiful spirit.
Here she go. Wait a minute.
Oh, Naya. Oh, oh my goodness. Lakendra. Look. And that's why you fight every day. That's why you fight every day.
Kendra,
Look
look.
at her trying to be shy. Hi, beautiful.
She's a sleeper right now. She comes through her break out. She get a bed.
She is beautiful. That's your motivation right there. God has given you another chance. God
Yeah.
has given you a second chance.
Hold on,
You
who talking?
deserve.
Wait a minute.
Don't keep mess. Quit shaking that baby like that. She don't have to get up, Naya.
No, I'm not saying I'll move my arm out and up under her. Say hi.
Hi, beautiful. Oh, she is gorgeous. She is gorgeous, Naya. Look at, and she's smiling. She's such a happy baby.
Yeah.
That's enough to warm your heart right there. That's enough to make you want to do better.
She's spoiled rotten. She love her mom. It's like
Good.
she
And
go to
she's counting on you.
yeah. If
She's
I don't
counting on you.
yeah. And I will be clean on her 7 month birthday. So I got clean when she was born. So we rocking this together.
That's right.
Every month she turns is another. It's my month of clean.
Another month that you're
I will
clean.
be
Praise
7 months
God.
clean, and she will be 7 months on the 19th. I will be a year clean when she turns a year old, December 19th.
Yes, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing your story. You know, I had to get your story out. Your testimony is powerful, and you still in it. You still writing your story. You still living your story. You
Yeah.
continue to be great. Remember, Live It Out is here for you. I'm here. You have my number, so don't lose it. And you take care of that beautiful baby. Give her all those hugs and kisses. Stick to your program. Ain't no giving up. Stick to your program.
Yeah.
And we are here for you.
Tell
And
Christine to get off so she can see her.
she can see her from the other one. So, oh, look at Anaya. So you guys that's listening, make sure you share Anaya's story, like and share Anaya's story. We want to get the word out. We want people to know that they can make it, that they can overcome, that is help out. What's the name of the rehab, Naya?
It's called Right Side Up. There is a Fulton County site and there is a DeKalb County site. For anyone that needs any kind of substance abuse, hold on, Mom, substance abuse help, look up on their phones or online, any kind of place they can. Look up Right Side Up. There's a men's facility as well. Look up Right Side Up. Really? You want to tell them? Right side, right side up. All they have to do, call. They're always a bed. Call. It's state funded. Only thing you're responsible for is shop your food. That's it. That's all you're responsible for. You just make the call. I'm gonna give you some information. Right side up. Ask for Miss Gail. You're gonna do a phone interview that lasts about an hour and 30 minutes. Once you do that interview, if you got kids, you can bring up to 2 kids. If you got a defect case, they work on getting your kids back called reunification. 6-month program. You go all you got to do is make the call. You do the phone interview. The next day you come with your stuff and you going into rehab. The quicker you come, the quicker you into recovery.
Well, shout out to Right Side Up Rehab Center, Miss Gail. Awesome job. Keep doing what you're doing to help these young ladies get on the right track, stay on the right track, and live a life full of love, peace, joy, and happiness. Naya, I love you. Stick to your program. Keep me posted, and I will be checking up on you. Until next time, you got to teach her how to hold up the L, Naya, for Live It Out. You got to teach her how to hold up the L.
We don't do it together. Wait a minute. Hold on. Bam. Hold on.
There we go. Thank you guys for joining us at Live It Out Inc. We will see you tomorrow for our prayer demic. Again, love you, Naya.
Love you too. Love y'all.
Bye-bye.